Hello everybody, I'm Iain, and in this video I want to talk to you about supplementary training for the martial arts. So the first thing to understand is that we are talking about supplementary training. The martial arts training should always be the core form of training. We should spend most of our time doing that because there is no better exercise for martial arts than martial arts themselves. There is a thing called the SAID principle, which is specific adaptation to imposed demand. Our bodies get good at doing what we ask them to do, specifically what we ask them to do. So in terms of getting our body able to do martial arts, do martial arts. That said, under certain conditions, supplementary training can be useful for developing physical attributes in a way that can support and enhance the core training. So the training that you do needs to be specific to you as an individual. So what prompted me to make this video was I was getting a lot of requests, what weight training do you do? How often do you stretch? What forms of cardiovascular training do you do? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I do because I'm me. I'm the age I am. I have the level of experience I've got the lifestyle that I've got the pre-existing injuries that I've got the physical attributes that I have. It's specific to me as an individual. And whatever supplementary training you do needs to be specific to you as an individual. Don't take advice from a stranger off the internet and don't go looking for it either, because whatever they advise you to do, if they don't know you as an individual, is sure to be wrong. It will either be inappropriate for you, it could cause injuries, or it may be, it won't be stressful enough for you and won't develop what you need. Unless someone knows you individually, they can't give you the kind of program that will work for you. They just can't. So you need to identify what elements you need to improve upon. So maybe your flexibility isn't what you want it to be, or maybe your endurance isn't, or maybe your strength or your explosiveness. Now, whatever that is, then go and seek guidance from that from someone qualified to give it. Now, maybe you can afford a personal trainer. Maybe you work out at a gym that's got one. Maybe there's staff at the gym that can help. Maybe you've got a friend who's knowledgeable about fitness. Not just opinionated, but genuinely knowledgeable about fitness. Maybe a martial arts instructor can help if they have those fitness training elements as well. It's not enough that they just do martial arts. They need to have been educated in fitness training and physical conditioning as well. But seek out that advice. If it's a flexibility thing, go to an expert in flexibility. Maybe go to a local yoga class. Talk to the instructor there, and explain and get someone who can look at you and work out what's appropriate for you as a specific individual. So that's the first thing I want 100% clear. Whatever supplementary training you do needs to be specific to you as an individual. Don't seek generic programs. Don't accept generic programs if they're offered. You need to work with someone who can look at you as an individual and decide what's appropriate for you as an individual. So the next consideration is time. We need to be realistic here because everyone has competing demands on their time. In addition to your martial arts, you've got friends, you've got family, you've got jobs, you've got other hobbies. So you need to work out what time can I devote realistically to supplementary training, because for most people it's not realistic to ask everyone to do everything. If you're a full-time boxer or full-time combat athlete, then yeah, you'll spend all day, every day training. But for most people, again, there are competing demands on your time. I mean, I'm a full-time martial artist, so I have way more time than most to devote to training. The reason I wanted to be a full-time martial artist was because specifically it would give me the time to devote more time to training. But even then, I'm a full-time martial arts instructor. So when it comes to the weekends, for example, I'm often away teaching seminars. I don't get a lot of time to train at the weekend. A few press-ups and sit-ups and a little bit of Catherine stretching in hotel rooms, and that's about it. So I need to work out what time have I got during the rest of the week and how can I most efficiently use that time. You need to do the same. Be realistic, work out how much time you can devote to it, and then be specific. Look at what you as an individual need to improve upon and use that time effectively and efficiently. And don't beat yourself up if you haven't got, endless amount of time. You need to be realistic about this. You can't do everything. Work out what time you've got and work out the most beneficial way for you as an individual to use that time. So an inescapable fact about human physiology is any adaptations take time and consistent effort over time. There are no quick fixes despite all the supplements and slick advertising campaigns and celebrity endorsements and all the gimmicks. They're all nonsense, right? Physiology just doesn't work that way. There is nothing that makes it change quickly, okay? Nothing that's good for you that makes it change quickly, all right? What you need to do is consistent effort over time. And in order for that to happen, you need to find forms of supplementary training that you enjoy, okay? That you look forward to doing. So, for example, right, it's a beautiful day today, but most of the time in this part of the world, it's cold and wet. So running, I understand that running is a good form of cardiovascular exercise, and I do enjoy it, but I don't enjoy it when I'm getting cold and wet, and I can feel that cold in my bones, and I feel awful for an hour after I've finished. So for me, I don't really run that much. What I do enjoy doing is the rowing machine. I like the fact I can get detailed facts and figures from the rowing machine. I can judge how well I've done in any given session. I can see my stroke rate. I can see my heart rate. I can put the music on and use that to motivate me, and I don't get cold and wet. So when it comes to the cardiovascular training, I like the elliptical machine. I like the rowing machine. These are forms of training that work for me. I like skipping. That works for me. Not so keen on running because of the environment that I have to run in. So find the thing that you enjoy doing. If I said, I'm going to run every day, sooner or later the cold will get the better of me and I'll stop doing it. I enjoy weightlifting. I've always enjoyed weightlifting. I was introduced to weightlifting by one of my martial arts instructors. First time I did it, I thought, this is great fun. I like it. I enjoy doing it. So as a form of strength training, that works for me. I like the TRX. I find suspension training great. I have a sandbag. I like throwing my sandbag around. I enjoy that too. I look forward to doing those forms of training. I've played with kettlebells. I don't really enjoy them that much, so I don't do them. But you may do them. That may be the ideal form of supplementary training for you. Maybe you like bodyweight exercises are your thing. Find out what it is that you think, yeah, this is fun for me. I enjoy doing this, and then do that. And that's true of everything. Like flexibility work, I'll be honest, I find flexibility training boring. I don't enjoy it. So what I do, I found the way to do it for me is little and often. So I enjoy my short little stretching sessions, my short little mobility sessions. They're okay, what I mean? I just feel good. Yeah, I did a little bit there, feel okay. But if it was like, okay, let's do an hour of yoga, I know I'm not going to do that because I wouldn't find that enjoyable. I like I have a short attention span, so like lifting weights and martial arts and the rowing machine, there's a lot of sensations going on. It works for me. That calm, chilled out, long yoga style stretch isn't for me. So I do it little and often. So this is what you need to do, right? You need to find the forms of training that you enjoy. And when you find it, then you'll do it consistently. So don't worry if someone tells you this is the best form of training or this is another way of training. Your level of enjoyment is a massive consideration, and you need to factor that in. One of the most important things to consider, because when you enjoy it, you'll do it consistently, then you'll get the results from doing it. Okay, so to briefly summarize, there is no better form of fitness training for the martial arts than the martial arts themselves. If there are specific elements, physical elements that you wish to develop, specific attributes, then supplementary training can help. That supplementary training needs to be specific to you as an individual. You can't choose off-the-shelf training programs. It doesn't matter what somebody else is doing because they're not you. It needs to be specific to you. It also needs to fit within your lifestyle. So how much time have you got, right? We all haven't got the time to do everything we need to be the perfect martial arts athlete, right? So you need to work out what are the attributes you wish to improve upon, how much time have you got, how do you most efficiently use that time to improve on those attributes. And above all, I would say it needs to be something that you enjoy. If you're not enjoying it, you won't do it consistently, and anything that's not done consistently will not yield results. So I hope you've found this brief exploration of some of the things we need to consider when it comes to supplementary fitness training for the martial arts. And I thank you very much for watching.